Jennifer's marriage came to an end in 1998. They were finally able to embark on the romance they had been resisting.
Things started to happen. I started looking into her eyes more, spending more time with her, and I just fell in love with her.
To have somebody who by your side who understands what you're going through.
Business.
And did she have to leave you because you cheated on her?
That's what we heard. You cheated.
Yeah, I mean, I did.
Comments about P. Diddy and the allegations?
Go back and look. Don't lean. Don't lean.
If you didn't know, Diddy and J.Lo dated for 2 years starting in 1999, but Diddy was not good to her. So here's a list of every time Jennifer Lopez has warned us about Diddy. Starting off, we have the times that he cheated on her. Throughout their relationship and after their breakup, J.Lo was aware of rumors that Diddy was cheating on her. Now, she never had any concrete proof, but she always felt that he was. And hey, she was right to follow her intuition, as Diddy has admitted to cheating on multiple girlfriends in the past. Now, why did J.Lo feel like he was cheating though? Well, when the pair first met, he lavished her with attention, telling her he loved her almost immediately. Now, this initially made J.Lo uncomfortable, but he eventually won her over. As their relationship wore on though, the feelings of doubt crept back in. It was the first time I was with someone who wasn't faithful, she told Vibe magazine after the breakup. I was in this relationship with Puff where I was totally crying, crazy, and going nuts. It really took my whole life in a tailspin. Now, she grew increasingly concerned about his fidelity. I never caught him, but I just knew, she said of his cheating. He'd say he was going to a club for a couple of hours and then never come back that night. Now, Diddy himself admitted that he was often unfaithful in relationships. In a 2015 appearance on The Breakfast Club, he said his partners would often be frustrated with his behavior, so I think it's safe to say that J.Lo was right. Now, after they broke up and it was announced to the world, J.Lo later admitted that they broke up and got back together far more than the public knew, which honestly isn't healthy at all. But in the year 2001, the couple ended things for good. It was scary, and we broke up many times before that and got back together and broke up again, and nobody knew about it. Now, towards the end, it was emotionally exhausting. It was good that I was young, she told Variety in an interview. The whole thing just sounds exhausting and like a waste of time. It's good that she was able to get out of the relationship for good when she did, because who knows what else could have happened to her if she stayed. Then there was the way that Diddy spoke to her during their relationship. Jennifer revealed in a 2001 interview with Rolling Stone that Diddy would often threaten to divorce her, despite the fact that they were never married. A lot, he told me many times, I want a divorce, J.Lo said during the interview. She explained that this threat would come up often, usually when they were struggling to find time to see each other due to their hectic schedules. Diddy, frustrated by their lack of time together, would say, I'll be away so much, or he'll be, he can't get away, whatever, but he'll say, so where do I send the papers? While Jen described herself as a homebody, Diddy was much more inclined to spend his free time at the club. Puff loves to go out, she said. He's been a going out to clubs person all his life, doing his thing. I've always been a homebody, so we switch off what we do when we're together. I don't really like to talk about us because I don't feel like it's anyone's business. It's a separate thing. He's an artist, I'm an artist, we have two separate careers, she said. But the fact that Diddy was saying all this to her is crazy and just controlling behavior, because he was trying to make J.Lo feel bad for him and do whatever he wanted. It was just very manipulative and not good. Now, with Diddy's recent arrest, people have been speculating about his time with J.Lo. An anonymous source said he was very controlling, he would constantly put her in uncomfortable situations. This is a good girl from the Bronx who never got into trouble or was wild. The source said he never hurt J.Lo, but she had her longtime manager, Benny Medina, to protect her. Benny would have ended Puffy's life if he laid a finger on J.Lo. But still, Puffy was controlling and demanding. Now, there's been a conflicting report though, as another source who knew the couple at the time said he definitely manhandled her, but it's a little low to bring this all up now, it's kicking a man when he's down. And I mean, now that we know how he treated his other exes like Cassie Ventura, it wouldn't surprise me if he mistreated J.Lo as well, which is just unfortunate. Then there was the nightclub situation. In 1999, Diddy was arrested following an incident that happened at a nightclub in New York. That night, Diddy was with his bodyguard Anthony Wolf, rapper Jamal Barrows, and Jennifer Lopez, who he was dating at the time. As reported by Forbes, the incident started with a disagreement and ended with 3 different people becoming injured. After the incident, Diddy, J.Lo, and Michele left the scene, but then the 3 were involved in a police car chase. According to the Washington Post, police found a stolen weapon in the car. Now both Diddy and J.Lo were arrested and, as reported by The Guardian, initially charged with criminal possession of stolen property. The charges against J.Lo were dropped overnight, but Diddy and Jamal went to trial. Jennifer spent 14 hours in a police station as a result of the incident. Now she later described it as an unfortunate situation, adding, "We were somewhere we shouldn't have been, it was a bad situation, and any bad situation that involves celebrities, people run with." Then there's the fact that J.Lo's mom didn't like Diddy. Now Jennifer found herself in an awkward situation when it came to her exes Sean P. Diddy Combs and Ben Affleck back in 2014. Radio host Big Boy posed the hypothetical question: you're on a raft in the middle of the ocean and you look in the ocean and you see 2 people floating. You can only pull one up because that's how much room you have on the raft. You look in the ocean, you see Ben Affleck and you see Diddy. I'd let both those mother effers drown, J.Lo said in the interview, before she reunited with Ben for the 2nd time. Then she was asked about Diddy again in 2022 when she was on the Wendy Williams show. Wendy asked if she and Diddy would ever get back together. J.Lo laughed and shook her head as the camera panned to her mother sitting in the audience. J.Lo's mom looked furious as she shouted no while waving her hand back and forth. Now reposting the clip on Twitter, one fan wrote, "Some of y'all didn't catch J.Lo's mom's reaction when Wendy Williams said this. I feel like this says a lot about their relationship." Then there's everything about Diddy's arrest. Diddy was arrested for running a crime ring at his infamous parties. Now some of these crimes took place when J.Lo was dating him, so people online have been questioning her involvement. They've been digging up photos of J.Lo at the parties and have been speculating a lot. J.Lo, for her part though, has stayed silent, and she probably will for the time being, so I wouldn't expect to get anything out of her. You see, during a recent autograph session, the star was attempting to greet fans when faced with a tough question. "J.Lo, do you have any comments about P. Diddy and the allegations?" asked one person in the crowd. Now immediately Jennifer stopped signing memorabilia, darting off with her team away from the fans. Others called out after her, telling her don't leave. Now despite the pleas, she headed away and through a door out of sight. This is added to her streak of dodging any comment about the ongoing allegations of P. Diddy, as she remains silent on the subject. So here's a tip I guess: if you want her to stay around, don't ask her about Diddy, because you're not going to get anything out of her. And I feel like her not saying anything is her saying something, you know? I'm sure she knows so much and is handling everything properly behind the scenes. Jen does everything calculated. I mean, with what she did with her recent divorce from Ben Affleck, we saw that, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see what comes out of this situation. Well, that's all for our list of every time Jennifer Lopez has warned us about Diddy. Now, do you think J.Lo was involved in any of the crimes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. I'm your host Emily, and we'll see you next time.